Hey beloved, this is Krista Pettiford. Welcome back to my channel. It's day 3 of Vlogtober, and today I want to talk to you about the power of a made-up mind. To recap, every day I'm coming to you with a letter from my younger self to the woman I've become. And today the letter is a made-up mind that my younger self wrote to me 3 years ago. And while I was going through a transitional period in life. And in that intersection of midlife, I took the time to pause and pray and ponder the things that were before me and to ponder the path of my feet and what direction I wanted to go. I knew I could not go backward, but I didn't know which path would take me forward in the purpose and plan of God. So I had to think about that. And even though my emotions were crying out to have their way and my flesh wanted its way, I knew as a woman of God, I had enough experience, enough life lessons and understanding and wisdom to know that we don't act in our emotion. We, the just, live by faith. We wait and hear and see what the Lord will speak to us, and then we act on the leading and the direction of God. And so this letter, A Made Up Mind, is from that time. And the reason why the letters are from my younger self to the woman I have become, I will read it again for you, is because when most people think of having a conversation with themselves, they think of the older speaking to the younger to give her wisdom and advice, telling her what she would do and speaking to that little girl. But in my conversation, the Lord flipped it and allowed my younger self to speak to me, because she is my eternal self. She is the gatekeeper of my past, the guardian of my secrets, and the treasurer of my memories. And that's the same thing for you. That is your younger self. She has known you from the beginning of life. She dwells in eternity. She knows you better than anyone else save God himself. And let me give you a scripture for that. 1 Corinthians 2:11. Paul says, "For what man knows the things of a man save the spirit of man which is in him?" And so your younger self knows what's in you, knows what you have been through. She can recollect and bring things back up, and she guards those things that you've been through. And she keeps those locks on the things that you're not ready yet to deal with. But she can direct you, and she can guide you, and she can help you, and she can speak to you in truth better than anyone else can, if you hear the power and the voice of your inner self. The Bible calls it your inner man, your spirit being. I call her my younger self because that is how I related to her. But let me get on to this letter, because I don't want to be long tonight, but I want to get to day 3. You know what it's like. This is the power of a made-up mind. You know what it's like to live with doubt and faith, hope and despair, love and war at the same time. You know what it's like to go back and forth between yes and no. To receive all God has for you, you must be single-souled, not double-minded or of two opinions. A made-up mind will produce in you resolution and agreement. Therefore, never doubt yourself again. Never allow indecision in yourself again. And so this letter came as a result of things that I had walked through. And maybe you've dealt with double-mindedness. Maybe you can't make up your mind about different things in the flesh, and we break that spirit off of us. We don't know each other by the flesh, but in the world, in the natural, I am born under the sign of the Gemini, and that spirit of double-mindedness and twins have tried to follow me into my spiritual life, and it creates a spirit of indecision. And divisiveness, not really making a decision and second guessing yourself. But God is saying, never second guess yourself. And my younger self said, no, don't do that anymore. It's a time you've dealt with that going back and forth between two opinions, and it creates restlessness in you, and you never can get to the end of a thing. James says, don't a double-minded man should not think that he will receive anything from the Lord. And so you never finish a thing because there's always a second opinion, and you're always second guessing and trying something different. So I'm speaking to you from my own experience, and I am saying that there is power in a made up mind. Do not allow indecision. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Do not allow indecision in yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Move forward and be sure of what God has spoken to you. And don't let the evil one, don't let doubt, fear, or unbelief, or what people say come and make you think differently. If you know that you've heard from God, if you know that you have a plan that God has approved of, don't doubt it. Don't guess it and guess about it. And sometimes what we do is we think about how it's going to work. And so when we can't, I'll speak for myself, when I can't figure out how things are going to happen because I'm one who likes to be in control, then I start second guessing. But I've had to pull that back and get control of that in myself. And my younger self pointed that out to me, that there is power in a made up mind. It produces resolve. It produces agreement. And there is power in agreement when your spirit and your mind are in unity, when your will and your emotions are in unity. There's a power that the devil can't easily break through into when you moving forward and you have clarity. Clarity produces confidence, and confidence produces courage to move forward and do things even when you don't know the next move, but you can step out on faith, trusting that you made the right decision, not second guessing yourself. So I want to say to you tonight, beloved, that if you've had a double mind about something, if you've gone back and forth, if you're in between two opinions, if you can't figure it out, if you sometimes you're yes and sometimes you're no, make a decision and stick with it. And I say that to you as well as me. Sometimes that spirit comes back and I have to just let my yes be yes and my no be no, and know that anything else is from the evil one, because he brings confusion, and God is not a God of confusion. So if you go with something, stick with it. God will redirect you if he needs to. But what happens is when we go back and forth, we waste precious time and we get nothing done. And that cycling through different things is a stealer, a robber. I don't know if that's a good word. It robs our time. It robs our energy. It robs our emotions, and it takes away from the things that we could be doing. And we look up and we are no further for trying a million different things. And so I hope that this helped you tonight. The power of a made up mind. God bless you.